Well, Lisa Vanderpump left Ken Todd in tears on his birthday. Tears of joy. Yes, it's true. Ken Todd was blubbering and hysterical on his special day after Lisa surprised him with his adult son, Warren. Ken Todd was told to close his eyes and look at the pool, and when he opened them, Warren was swimming underneath the water. Let's face it, Lisa Vanderpump sure knows how to throw a birthday party. Amy, that's one hell of a birthday gift, right?
So she flew in his son? Is that that's what
yeah,
you're
that
saying?
was sorry. Yes, exactly. You really were able to get to the bottom of that news story. Yeah, Lisa, Ken was crying on his birthday, but it wasn't because she took away candy or did something horrible to him. It's because Warren from, I believe, France,
Okay.
the south of France,
Yeah.
was flown in, and Ken was overcome with emotion. Some say crying. There were reports that he was fully crying, and because he was just so happy about seeing Warren.
Is he the one that has the cougar wife?
Totally, yeah. Sue Vannon, his former wife.
Oh, okay.
They split in 2019, and then they divorced officially in 2023. Sue Vannon was famously, a film star, but her and Warren did not work out. But that is the couple that we saw on Beverly Hills that one time. Lisa kind of made some embarrassing faux pas, if I remember correctly, on that trip.
Due for a rewatch, but happy for Ken. I'm always glad when I see him looking well. I cannot handle him having any form of a decline. So stay strong.
He looks great. He looks amazing. In these photos, he is sort of like, he's got these big rosy cheeks, and he's grinning from ear to ear, and his eyes look wet with tears of joy, and he looks like he's on top of the world again. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's doing great. I think rumors of his decline are greatly exaggerated, to quote Mark Twain. Yeah,
Ken should be Mark Twain for Halloween.
that would be so cute. Of all of the things to possibly be, I think him being Mark Twain would be really fun. You haven't watched that Ken Burns Mark Twain, have you?
I don't think so. I think I should just rewatch them all.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. He does these little, he gives away these little small tastes of people sometimes. Like Mark Twain is only a two-parter.
Okay.
You could just dive in. Hearst, I think Hearst is maybe American Experience, but either way,
Okay.
It's like they're just it's so easy to just dip into Mark Twain's life. He was so fun.
Yeah, totally great. I listened to Ken Burns on Fresh Air yesterday, and it was a live chat that they broadcast, and I love to, lib out in those kinds of conversations. He goes, Terry Gross kept trying to make it fiery and talk about current times, and she was like, she was talking about, because he was talking about the American Revolution, that he's doing that one's coming out soon, and she equated it somehow to the stories he was telling within that timeline as DEI, and she was trying to bring up DEI, and he goes, I think another way to say DEI is e pluribus unum, and the crowd was like,
I listened to that too, and I can confirm that you could have heard a pin drop before that for the first 20 minutes of the conversation, and then that was like he did a guitar solo in front of the audience. Everyone was flipping out. It was a huge moment. I loved that conversation. I thought it was so great.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's getting ready. I mean, we're on the run up to that wonderful new American Revolution documentary potentially that's coming out. So
Yeah.
very
I liked,
exciting.
How he said that every time he does one about a war, he said he'll never do one about war again. And then he goes, before the ink was dry on the first one, then I was doing the next one. He's like, war brings out the worst and the best of us.
Oh my God, that is so Ken Burns. Yeah, war is hell, I guess they say.
Yeah.
He did the last one he did was Vietnam, maybe, possibly, if I'm remembering. And imagine combing through that footage. Horrible Vietnam stuff. Now at least it's pictures and stuff, and he's just putting, different kind of musket fire noises on a bunch of photos.
I mean, would you say Civil War is his most famous one?
I think that was the first one. That was
Okay.
it was I believe that was the first one, or very close to his first one. And PBS was like, he does a reenactment of this. It was like the PBS suit, and they go, "What the fuck are you talking about, Mr. Burns? A 9-part series on the Civil War? No one will watch that." And he goes, "Trust me." He goes, "It's going to be huge." And then PBS goes, "Okay, well, I'm going to get fired if this doesn't blow over well." And then they put it on, and it was the most watched documentary in history. So
Smash
a huge win.
records.
And the suit goes, "Will color me embarrassed." And then
I was not aware of your game, Mr. Burns.
Total. It was a total. I was not aware of your game situation here. And then now, since then, you could argue that Ken Burns has had sort of a wonderful run of making documentary films.
Yeah. I mean, but literally, how does he make money though?
Ken?
Yeah.
Oh, I think because he's probably given a fee, they charge him, like, he probably makes like $100,000 or something. Like, he has a set.
But he works on it for like years. Like, I just feel like he can't make that much.
Maybe I mean, it's obviously a labor of love, but I mean, oh my God, could you, maybe he does so much extracurricular shit that we don't even know, that he probably makes,
speaking engagements.
I mean, let's not kid ourselves. He's rolling in fucking cash. I mean, he's seriously probably a multimillionaire. No, he's rolling in it. He does speaking engagements. I mean, you know what I mean?
Does he write books?
Oh my God, does Ken Burns write books? Yes. No, he writes his companions too. He writes his companions. Apple created that feature called the Ken Burns effect on iMac. Does
he get paid for that?
Every single time you put a sepia toned filter on iMac on a student film or whatever, Ken Burns, ching ching. Listen, I love him. Obviously, he's amazing, but he loves money so much.
Because when I saw oh my God, Rick Steves at an event last year, he gives his show to PBS for free.
Wow.
But he makes all of his money off of the tours. Yeah. There's like the Rick Steves tour. So he's like, if you want to support my programming and supporting public television, book one of my like Euro tours or whatever. And that's where I make my money.
I'm sure it's a very similar. Ken Burns has other outlets to rake in cash. Oh my God, when you search Ken Burns' net worth, it says $6,000. But this net worth shit, it's completely fake. I'm sure he has more than $6,000 in the bank.
He can't afford a haircut.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even think about that. Is that kind of why? That's amazing. Yeah, he's I think he cut his hair recently. Did you see this?
Yeah, when I was looking for a picture to do the meme from the last episode, I was actually struggling to find a good photo of his bowl cut.
I don't look at my phone too closely because you'll know when exactly we recorded, but he now has sort of a little more of he used to have a kind of a bowlish cut, and now it kind of looks trim. It looks like Vinny Chase's haircut on season 7 of Entourage when Vinny decides to cut his hair, if anybody remembers that.
There you go. Oh, I wanted to bring this up before I forget because it doesn't matter. But to bring up the same topics we've been talking about for the past couple episodes, I finished the Charlie Sheen part 2, and it's like the second part is when he relapses, and it's the winning and the 2.5 Men, like that whole period, and they play a 911 call of like when he has to go to rehab again, and they go, "You don't know who it is," or whatever, and they go, "This is Dr. Nassif. I have Charlie Sheen. Something ain't right." And I was like, "Paul Nassif?" I didn't know he countered into this story.
And he did. And how did he?
I think he was like a friend or something, and he like called him and was like, or someone called him and was like, I think Charlie's dying or something. Can you help us?
Oh my God.
Yeah, the AI results are Dr. Paul Nassif, a plastic surgeon, blah, 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 called 911 for Charlie Sheen in 2011 after his residents called him for medical assistance.
Oh, so Charlie showed up and he said, I need plastic surgery ASAP. And his resident said, oh my God, we got to call Dr. Nassif. This guy seems like he's not doing well. I just to talk about Tiger Blood / winning. I watched that Dark Side of the 2000s, where it was like the Charlie Sheen shit. And I was like, I don't know. I mean, I know it was crazy, but it wasn't really that. It was like he went on The View and he goes, winning. I drink Tiger Blood. I'm winning. And it was like, okay. I always remember like pulling out my hair. I was screaming. Like I was being like kidnapped by aliens. I was like, this is the wildest shit I've ever seen in my life. And then when you watch it back,
he went
like,
on a tour where he just would like get on stage and be like, winning.
Yeah, of course. I remember the winning tour of 2007, but I just remember it sort of being like, oh my God, this guy's like, teetering. And, he was going through some stuff, but it just wasn't that like as wild as I had remembered it,
Yeah. It sounds like everyone who knows him concurs that anyone who has done lots of drugs agrees that he is built different and he was able to consume more drugs than anyone in history for longer without dying. So, like, did I talk last time that Sean Penn was one of the talking heads? And I think it was during One Battle After Another because he has like the same haircut and he looks like a little gremlin and he's just ripping cigs the entire interview.
Wow.
And he's like, Charlie's just built different. Like he he's just because he was like smoking. I have no context for how many grams a crack rock should be, but it was apparently an ungodly amount.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine. I would be like completely losing it over even the smallest rock if I was doing that. So that's interesting. So Sean Penn and Charlie Sheen have a rapport.
They go way back because they're Malibu boys.
Oh my God!
They grew up together.
Could you imagine going to Duke's with Charlie Sheen and Sean Penn? I'd be like, holy shit, this is so possibly fun.
Sean Penn never left. I think he's lived there like the whole time.
Really?
Like he's the Malibu man.
Malibu man. Oh my God, that sounds so cool.
The scary Malibu man. He's like pops out of a little cave. He's like.
Oh my God, that'd be so fun. The Malibu Man starring Sean Penn. I'd love to hear all about his Malibu adventures. Charlie Sheen, I was being kind of facetious. Sean Penn and Charlie Sheen going out to dinner with those two, that would be my fucking nightmare. I'd be
Imagine the stories.
Oh my God, I'd be like, I was on the set of with Michael J. Fox, and I'd be like, shut up. God, I don't care. That sucks. Brian De Palma talks, God, shut up, Sean. That Brian De Palma documentary? It's called De Palma. Have you ever watched that?
Okay.
Have I recommended it? Oh my God. No, Baumbach directed it. It's a documentary where it's just Brian De Palma giving 10-minute anecdotes about every film he's ever made in his career. It's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. I recommend it. It's top 10, my favorite documentary of all time. He talks about what a fucking piece of shit bully Sean Penn was on this movie called Raising Tide or something with Michael J. Fox. He's like, Sean Penn bullied the shit out of Michael J. Fox every day. He made his life a living hell. He goes, Sean Penn was so awful and horrible every single day of that set. And I was like, God, that confirms every suspicion I ever had about Sean Penn.
And then Charlie Sheen took his place on Spin City.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. I just tried to search Sean Penn, Michael J. Fox, and nothing. I spelled it really wrong.
Google is so whack. It's really useless these days.
Yeah. What were we saying?
Was it De Palma in the Scorsese thing that kept being like, God damn it, Marty's done it again, motherfucker?
He did. He goes, I saw Goodfellas, and I go, what the fuck? This is so much better than all of my movies. Oh, yeah. De Palma was stunned. That movie was called Casualties of War. If anybody wants to look up what a piece of shit Sean Penn is.
I can't wait for you to... You should record yourself on Oscar night when Sean Penn wins.
Oh, if he wins.
He wins. It's undebatable.
For Best Supporting Actor? For that horrible,
I would bet
god-awful
like
performance?
$1,000.
Who is his competition?
Well, let's see. I think Benicio will be nominated too. And I'm trying to think, who else would it be?
Why would Sean Penn even be considered for best performance for that film?
I would vote for him.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't want to get into one battle after another.
I'm seeing it again tonight, finally.
Oh my God! Let me know once you see it the second time. I mean, I'm sure you'll still love it. I don't give a shit about the Oscars, to be honest. They're never right at all. But I will be eating major fucking crow if Sean Penn gets up there and he goes, I got the Oscar.
The third time.
Oh really? Oh yeah. Well, anyway, I mean, I'm sure he's wonderful to people in his life and stuff. So, okay, you know what? Do we have anything else to say about that kind of stuff?
No.
Okay, I have one last thing that is more Bravo related on the news docket.
Yeah.
Did you see this? I sent it to you right before. It says that what I looked up on Reality T is that Jesse Lally and Michelle, formerly Lally, have just untied the knot from their marriage and are now divorced officially. The paperwork has gone to a judge's hands, and that judge is debating whether or not they're going to say, "Oh, I like both of these things," but they have agreed to what they're.
But it's not actually finalized, but they have both.
It's on the judge's. Yeah, it's on the judge's desk. It's on the judge's desk right now, and I think that they are going to do sort of a pretty quick thing because they agree on everything, and both sides, executed their documents and everything. So it's kind of nice, pretty painless divorce, it seems. Besides some of the acrimony that we saw on the Valley.
I hope that the new season is actually good.
Yeah, I mean, there's there's stuff bubbling up, that we are going to get to see, like, this divorce finalizing. They'll get to throw a party for that. Brittany's, she calls it a mommy makeover. We're going to see the post version of that, which she says, she goes, every day I look at myself in the mirror, I just get so excited and happy at this post-surgery life that she has now. So I think that there's enough stuff, hopefully, that is going to, Kristen's going to have a baby,
Yeah.
So I think that there's enough life events now that's going to make season 3 good, potentially.
Yeah, a baby on screen is always what I'm looking for.
Definitely, and there definitely wasn't very many babies previously on the Valley, so that'll be good to have one more couple going through that. But I'm just trying to be I'm trying to be an optimist. I don't know if it'll be good or not. Lala's on it instead of Sheena. That was obviously, I think what might be fun is that Schwartz is a bigger part of this season than we even thought. He is even going on the cast trip and stuff. I saw they were showing footage and videos of him, and I think he got to go to Mexico or whatever. So maybe with Schwartz and Lala, they'll be talking about those rumors that keep surfacing about them dating. Maybe it'll have some new energy on the Valley.
My podcast app keeps trying to play Tom Schwartz's podcast. When I'm done with one, it'll sneak it in and he'll be like, hey, it's time to retalk. And I'm like, I shan't be listening to this.
I know, yeah, and I feel so bad. But it has gone on a lot longer than I ever thought. He's really committed to it. I think it comes out once a week, and he's doing a lot of good work there. It's just I'm still in the retox phase of my life, so I'm not ready to, fully detox yet.
Right. I also sent you, this is not really newsworthy, but it's just funny for anyone that is keeping tabs on Bethany Frankel's TikTok. She is unhinged as ever. Every time I see a video, it's more insane than the last. I don't even know what she was doing. I think she was at a hotel of some kind, and she decided to stand over the lobby balcony area and sing My Heart Will Go On. But it was funny because first I saw a stranger's POV of her screaming and sounding like shit and just looking like an insane person. And then I saw her post, and she used a Catherine McPhee sound of singing My Heart Will Go On. Or no, sorry, it's I Will Always Love You, I think. But it doesn't say the sound at the bottom. It's so you can't quite tell that it's a sound, except that it sounds way better than Bethany would normally sound. But a lot of the comments are saying of course she has amazing pipes. What can't she do? And you sound amazing. And what a voice. And she faved all those comments, but it's not her.
Oh my gosh. So she overdubbed her voice with Catherine McPhee's beautiful singing voice. And then you showed me, right? You showed me that then people said, here's the raw audio. And you've never heard anything like it in your life. Did you watch that part too, where it showed
Yeah.
her actual vocals? And people were, it was really hurting their ears, and people were really upset. What's the context for? Did you already explain what the context is for why Bethany is going down the stairs singing at the top of her lungs?
She just said the caption was, "I've never met a balcony I didn't like. #you're welcome."
Yeah. It reminded me sort of, the first person I ever saw who was singing really loud in unexpected places was Brittany Bateman, doing those, like when
Right.
you know what I'm talking about? When she was singing and screaming, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I don't hear people screaming or, singing really, really loud in these types of places. And then when Bethany was doing it, I was just like, wow, this is like an interesting new form of content that I never thought that Bethany would indulge in. You know what I mean?
Someone said, "Wow, amazing. I got goosebumps. You're so talented." And she faved it.
Wow. Yeah, it's like Bethany, every time I peek in, it's like she's on a competition show that is fully sponsored by herself to go viral. So she's always doing these unique challenges that only she sort of, cares about to see if she can kind of make waves in any different arena.
Screaming into the void.
Yeah, a little bit of that. But, but then it's being bolstered in a way by the fan support of people who are being like, Bethany, I love seeing you sing on balconies. Like, please keep doing this kind of stuff. But it's just like, if you're not a part of that community, when you get a little peek into it, it seems sort of odd.
Yeah, she's kind of a terrorist. She's always like, every single business she enters, she's filming the person helping her. Every waiter, she has her flash on the camera in their face. Like, I'd be like, can you not?
Yeah, I mean, definitely a lot to think about there.
She needs a job.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this every time one of these sort of oddities pops up, and it's just that, there is still, I think someone put it very well. I think it was a different, another podcast, God, I forget. The Casey Wilson podcast. God, I forget the name. Bitch Sesh. But the co-host of that explained that there was sort of, very succinctly, and I won't do it justice, but that void that was left by being sort of a part of the zeitgeist has just continued there for Bethany. And now it's about the constant need for attention, despite not having the propulsion of reality television, which is, rough. I hope that I don't know. I hope that. But why would it? This is not to talk about this for too long. But are there not any other takers from another network, like not E, but like, does anybody? I guess, has she tried every avenue, like HBO Max and stuff, for like a different non-Bravo affiliated thing where she tries chicken salads and
right.
You know what I'm talking about? Like,
well, she did Shark Tank. She did that horrible Bethany like apprentice thing that made no sense. She's done other formats, but she hasn't done just a classic reality show. You're
right, and she just did one where it was Bethany was the boss. Like, we just watched it. It was like on HBO Max. It was like, remember she was training a new assistant or something? Do you remember that show?
Completely bailed on the premise.
Yeah, and then she was just like, I'm going to do whatever I want. Oh yeah, I'm totally wrong. She's had a bunch of opportunities to do stuff on different networks, and they just flop completely. Yeah. So maybe it's kind of the last rung where her and Bravo are the one marriage that works, and that's now scorched earth.
Yeah. She, of course, also had that talk show that was short-lived, and then we can never forget when she did Skating with the Stars.
True, right. Luann never lets people forget all of Bethany's like horrible dalliances in the business form. You know what I mean? Whenever she's doing a cabaret clip, she'll be like, "Don't get me started on Bethany. Oh my God, did you see her talk show?"
You'll never convince me that Bethany is above Luann.
No, of course not. No way. Oh my God, are you kidding? No. Oh my God, Luann with her cabaret shows, and Luann is such a celebrated online figure. Yeah. Whenever you see her pop up smoking a cigarette outside of like a French theater, you're like, oh my God, this is the most iconic
She's
thing I've ever seen.
She's earning a living, respectably.
Totally.
The last thing I'll ask you, what do you think? Don't you feel like there's something Carol Radziwill in the air? What is going on?
Well, there was that entree into having a future between Carol and Andy when
Yeah.
she was on that for Watch What Happens Live, and they're teasing the possibility, and then she let it slip on Dorinda's podcast with Kiki and Monique that she was going to be appearing at BravoCon.
Yeah.
So there's obviously some attempt to test the waters for a Carol resurgence, and I would say 90% of Bravo fans want that,
Yeah.
and why wouldn't Carol want that at this point,
Yeah. I know we bring it up weekly, but the fact that not a single one of those RHONY women is in any rotation is a travesty.
Yeah, of course. Ramona had sort of a shitty idea on Dorinda's podcast, which recently she was just like, put us on below deck. And I was like,
so she can shit all over the yacht.
I was just like, no, it's like there's something there, obviously. We want you on Bravo, but I don't think that they should be relegated to just like a guest appearance on a different franchise, all five of them, because we kind of got that. Remember when it was Kristen Takeman and oh my God, who the fuck am I thinking of? Whoever the other cast member was, Kelly. Oh, Kelly. And it was just like we didn't love it. Like that wasn't the outlet for them either. So I don't know. I sort of think that that's a bigger question for Bravo. I don't think they're going to do anything with them ever again. Because you give them 4 or 5 years. 3 years more, and I think Andy Cohen is just hoping that the fervor for them dissipates, and he probably thought it would have dissipated sooner, but then RHONY being a complete flop, and then having Luann still be at the height of the world, dancing on top of the globe, basically, with a spinning hat, he's like, oh shit, they're still clamoring for them. How much longer will this last? But they keep doing, like, they keep allowing enough. Like I've always said, Dorinda gets to go to BravoCon too. And Melissa Gorga, is on Wife Swap. Like, they're going to keep giving them these guest appearances, but it's never going to be what we want anymore, ever again, I don't think.
And I think we can probably all agree that ultimate girls trip that got put in the can will never see the light of day.
No, I don't think so. It's just too toxic, and it'll be like the Dr. Wendy episode of Wife Swap in terms of what people will be watching for, and you couldn't cut it to make it coherent. It would be disrespectful to not include that. It'd be disrespectful to not include like major PSAs and warnings. I just think it's just probably this is the worst thing to say, but quality wise, if it was a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10, they would have figured out a way to do that thing. It must have been like, this sucks. Alex McCord.
Girls Trip is never.
No.
Yeah, a must watch in my opinion, but
the only one I liked was season 2, The House of Horrors at Dorinda. Dorinda's Bluestone. I liked season 2. It was the Ex-Wives Club.
Right.
I thought that one was great, but no, the Morocco was probably not good.
Yeah. Speaking of wives.
Oh, that was a good segue.
Did you watch Wife Swap Housewives Edition?
I did.
Me too.
That's great. Why don't we talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah.
How did you feel about this sort of, what's it called? Wife Swap?
Real Housewives Edition. Yeah, I thought it was fun. It's pretty much what I thought, along the lines of Crappy Lake type entertainment. We talked about it briefly before. I was surprised, however, to find that I guess I knew that it was one wife per week, but they're only with the family for 3 days. So there can't be very much transformation. And we were saying that it would have made more sense to have a little bit, at least if not all 4, but like 2 that you're going back and forth from over the course of a few episodes or something. But after, 30 minutes, they're wrapping it up. They're like, all right, time to go back home. And you're like, you didn't do anything.
Gotta go, Hazel. No, I felt the same. I felt the same way. 42 minutes was not enough for us to emotionally go on the ride that they had with those families. I would have much preferred 4 episodes teased out, even if it ended up being the same 42 minutes or 50 minutes content-wise. At least you would feel like you went on that sort of ride with them. This was like a complete whirlwind, and I gotta be. Can I be honest? I don't like this. I don't like this format at all. I don't like the idea of Wife Swap. I don't like this concept. I never watched Wife Swap what is Wife Swap? Was this a show? It was a show
Yeah.
called Wife Swap, where two non-Bravo celebrities.
Bacon is good for me. Remember?
Bacon is good for me. That's a quote from the original run
That
of
little
Wife Swap.
boy that was like, you're acting like you're the queen and we're the sorry people. It was one of the early viral moments of all of reality TV.
Oh, and was it always?
She tries to make the swapped family eat healthy, and there's this little boy that's like, bacon is good for me. Remember?
Oh my God, no! Bacon is good for me. No, I don't. What the hell? Where the hell was I when that went viral? So 7 seasons of this trash from 2004 to 2000 whatever. I never watched it, and I almost feel like there was no real need to sort of shoehorn the housewives into this ethos, unless you were going to have Bravo celebrities switch lives, like I've already talked about. I just find it not at all engaging. I don't really care about the Paris Hilton. Bless you. Paris Hilton. What's that called? I Get Dirty.
Simple Life.
Simple, but what's that called? That whole concept of, I forget. Oh my God, whatever it is. Hey, look at me. I'm King Ralph. Look at me. I'm a poor person. I'm going to be a rich person, and a rich person is going to be a poor person. That whole shit just sucks to me. And I mainly felt bad. I really kind of felt bad for the Idaho mom, because Sean and Electra didn't like her at all.
They didn't try.
They just were like, oh, she sucks. And then Angie is obviously so like vibrant and compelling. That's why she is a iconic Real Housewife. And so when Hazel's like, God, I love Angie. I love her more than my real mom. And the boys are like, oh my God, Dad, please don't cheat on Mom with Angie. I know she's, I know that you probably want to, but please don't cheat.
I know she's a 10.
I know she's a 10 out of 10, but please don't cheat on her. I don't like it. I really felt just bad.
It made me love Angie, though. She's like a sweet woman.
I already loved Angie. Did it get you, were you at a 8 and it gave you a 9, or did it make you?
Yeah, she was just so sweet with the little girl, and like watching her braid her hair. I was like, she's just very sweet.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh yeah. So I guess, I thought it was valuable to see Angie find meaning and merit to being on that off the grid house. But it was also, it was such a scam to put Angie in that household, because it's not representative of 95% of even whatever kind of household this was supposed to be.
Yeah. No running water.
Yeah, it was like, and the guy has leeches on him and ticks in their hair. It's like, okay, I think we could have gotten a different type of household here. It was so specifically to make Angie have to clean up shit, literally clean shit out of a toilet. I was just like, it felt a little exploitative.
I also became slightly scared of what beliefs that family truly holds, because I feel like the little kids had all these opinions about stuff. Like they'd be like, rich people are brats, and ice cream is bad for your body. And I was like, why are they thinking about all of these themes all the time?
True. Yeah, they were like, being told ice cream is bad. I mean, I know what you mean. You wonder sort of like what happened.
I think it's a little extreme, borderline antisocial behavior to go off the grid. It just seemed like all that woman cared about in the whole world. I understand living consciously, but it was a little much.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I was just like, I was like, this house is, I was like, I thought it was like really nice.
I mean, when shit goes down, they'll be fine. They're already good to go.
But it was huge, and they had all those big, what are those things called with four-wheelers and stuff? The kid had an Apple Watch. I was like, they're like millionaires out here off the grid.
Right.
Like, that was nice. You know what I mean? That was like kind of, besides the no toilet water, which is a choice, a social choice. But, I don't, I mean, what else to say?
They tried to spice it up, bringing Mary in, and it was like 1 minute's worth of content.
Yeah, it was exactly what you think. She was like gutting a fish, and Mary's like, that's
no reason.
She was like, that's horrible. And it also just like it just didn't, it wasn't fleshed out well. Like, you're going to be like me off the grid. Let's go build tents, and producers had to go buy tents so that they could fulfill this like outdoor life. Right. Electra hated it. She's like, I hate this Idaho mom. Sean was not very receptive. I think my favorite moment was when Sean gave Lindsay that awesome haircut.
I know. I forgot that he styles hair like himself.
That was really cool. That was almost worth the 42 minutes.
She was like, "This isn't me." It's like, all right, fucking relax. Everyone likes getting their hair washed.
I think that soundbite was taken out of context. I think she was talking about the dishwasher or something, and they lumped that in because she loved that haircut. She went. Did you see her face? She goes, take that big bib off your head. He started spinning her around. He goes, take that bib off your head, and then she did it. And she had huge, big.
I thought she hated it.
Oh no. I think that they put that clip saying I don't like this type of stuff.
No, because then she put her nasty little bun back on her head and she goes, I'm me again.
Nasty?
I didn't like her. I thought she had a bad attitude.
That's what I feel like. It's so sad. I'm people will be like, oh, you like Lindsay?
Angie had a better attitude about like having a compost toilet than this woman did about just like living in a house.
I know, but that's why it's sad because Angie is a television personality and she's inherently very charming, and you put a spotlight in Angie and she can make stuff out of nothing. Lindsay didn't. I mean, she asked for this, which I'm like, why the hell did you if you submitted to this? But like,
where did they even find this opportunity is my question. If they're off the grid.
True. I don't know about the casting for that. They obviously wanted the polar opposite of, they wanted Angie to have to experience this because she's so bougie, so to speak, or whatever. But no, I just felt like Lindsay is not compelling, so she can't even articulate her vision, and her life looks lame. Like, it looks like she just wasn't a good representation for what this experience could have been like, and it had to be sort of on her family and for Angie to uplift that family. And so I don't know if she got really a fair shake in this endeavor, ultimately.
Yeah, I think it looks like it's Melissa Gorgon next week, and I think that wife will be more fun. Like, I think a funny, fun wife with Joe Gorga would be really funny.
Yes, totally. I think so. They were already showing clips where, because I mean, Sean was not very fun. He was on autopilot during this shit, and like and it was like Angie's scroll was like to Lindsay was like, make sure to clean my glasses while they're watching television in the other room. I was like, that is so like odd. It was so manufactured in a way. Those 3 days. And so
I know. It's also like their house is nice, but it wasn't like if it was Villa Rosa or something, that would be like, holy shit, like what is this place? But like their house, it's like modern, but it's fancy, but it's like there wasn't anything to like, for her to do.
Yeah. No, right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And then I think, possibly your first point also of this just being such a quick dip like into this sort of social experiment was something that where I was just like left cold by it completely because I barely got to hang on and really think about it.
But Angie and the husband cried when she left. I was like, what is he crying about? Like maybe he hates his life.
I know. And he goes,
I think he was like, Angie's like really exciting to me. Like I want to go to the bar.
But like I of course. Of course, if Lisa Barlow and me and you switched lives, not saying that we're in a household, but imagine. And I'm like, Lisa Barlow's here. I'd be screaming. Like it's like, it's not fair. It's not a fair competition.
Save me, don't leave. My wife is boring. She makes me shit in a toilet with no water because she has arthritis.
Yeah, it's like it's really hard to compete with Angie K. Almost no one in the world can. That's why they're successful Bravo celebrities because they're fun to watch. I don't know. I think that I should just chalk it up to just not liking what wife swap is. I just don't like it. It's like if it was Real Housewives Family Feud edition. I don't like it. I don't like the show. So I won't, even if I like the Bravo celebrities, I don't like them on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I still think this was half bad. Like I do think that if both sides of the coin were entertaining, it would have been much better. So I'll reassess next week. But also, did you like that Angie snuck in? She goes, I showed up not even knowing what to expect. I showed up looking all high body count.
Yeah. She was here. She was here. I am showing up high body count. I was like, wow, she's saying that about herself now, not about Britney's hair.
She's trying to reclaim
Yeah, that was great. I like when there's obviously fun moments. I like when she gave him Greek sunglasses. I love when she gave the kids big gigantic milkshakes and they were
Yeah.
bouncing off the walls. I like when they went to Buck's Tavern, and she was dancing around the whiskey on the ground. There's those sort of simple life moments that I enjoyed.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that husband, he was dancing. He was doing, what do you call that dance? Like where you do like a starfish, like sort of like at a Jewish wedding where you're like, hey,
Yes.
hey, hey.
Yeah, he was like, can my life get any better? I'm at a bar with Angie K and I'm having the fucking time of my life. Like, I mean, it's, and I don't think that they should have allowed them to cheat on their spouses while they were, together. No. It's, yeah, there was merit there. I forget what else I was going to say, but, and like you said, obviously if I like the Melissa Gorga and Joe is on the other side, that'll be a lot more fun. So we'll see.
Yeah. TBD, let us know what you thought. I wonder why they chose this one first.
Because Wendy, I think, was going to be first, and then
she was.
I don't. I mean, maybe I'm just spreading fake news, but I thought that was the case, and they needed to. No. I don't know. I think we got the screener for Angie.
Who's the fourth one?
Right. You want me to look?
Hold on, I'll look. Wife swap housewives.
I'm not that enticed by any of them, to be honest. I really think I would have.
Emily
Simpson. Emily is last.
I don't know the order, but
okay.
Yeah.
Emily Simpson is.
Well, she's probably either third or fourth.
Oh my God. I'm excited to see, you know what? Let me end on optimism. I'm really excited to see how Shane Simpson deals with his new wife for a little bit.
No, they're going to have to deal with the kids that are going through some specific issues right now.
Luke
kind of fucked up.
Luke is going to be really upset when Emily leaves and a new mom starts to take over. I felt really bad. What I was going to say when I lost my train of thought was that little boy in this one who goes, "Dad, why are you saying I love you to Angie? Does that mean that you don't love our mom, Lindsay, anymore?" And he goes, I do love your mom, but that's Angie K leaving. I was just like, God, it's so sad for that boy. He thought his dad was, we thought it, that his dad, Tanner, is possibly in love with Angie K. But a nice thing, though, this was sweet, and it almost reclaims it and makes everything I said moot, is that I liked when Angie invited the full family to watch the episode with her. You saw that, that video. She brought Hazel to come in. And Hazel
who paid for that?
Hopefully Angie.
Bravo should have. Let me see. Angie.
They should have. I wonder if they stayed in it was really cute. Heather was there and Mary was there, and they showed up and they gave him a big hug, and I guess they watched the episode together. But I don't know if they stayed in the house. That would have been confusing for the boys and for Tanner, I think.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this now. All of her BTS.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so cute. And, Hazel loved Angie K, so much. It was almost, that was very sweet. So, okay, let's, I don't want to be too much of a pessimist here and talk shit. But unfortunately, I have to continue because this shit, we're going to talk about Real Housewives of Orange County. And, there's no saving this season like we talked last week. It's irredeemable. It's in the gutter, like how Todd... like how Todd talked about Lisa Barlow. And again, the cardinal sin is that they're bringing up shit from 6 episodes ago that was not relevant, this post-Katie reality. And the new one is, hey, should we make a big deal about Jen going to Alexis Bellino's wedding? Yes, I think we should. And it's like, oh my God, that was barely a blip before this now. And now we're making a full part 2 of this trip dedicated to this new piece of conflict that no one gave a shit about when it was originally aired.
I know, but the good news is next week is the season finale.
Yeah, and they had it. This was a hard season. I'm sure everyone is saying, what could we have done? They iced out Katie. We lost the dramatic impetus for all future events, and now we're in the dustbin or the bottom of the barrel of all this conflict. And even them being in Amsterdam really can't save it because the things they're trying to bring up are just so out of nowhere that they're not impactful at all. And the scenery and these fun events can't overshadow that they're trying to make something up on the spot. And I really noticed that Gina and Emily now are basically the pot stirrers of this season. They are taking it upon themselves to be the pot stirrers, and they have to be the worst two pot stirrers I've ever seen. Remember how we were talking about Emily just was bringing up on a boat? She was like, for no reason, she was like, how do you feel about that thing from 5 weeks ago? Well, they do that like multiple times in this episode.
I know.
And they're bad at it. Like they should not ever be deemed pot stirrers officially because they don't know how to do it properly.
Yeah, everybody's floundering at this point. The show is trying to rest their laurels on the drugs of it all. Heather and Gina take shrooms to go to the tulip fields, and they do sort of a trippy visual to, I'm like, that's like, whatever, it's fine. It's not that funny. I don't.
Yeah, and we already saw that one thing, and Shannon ate a bite. It was a bite of weed cake. I thought she had eaten that full thing, but it was only a bite that sent her so high. But I also, like you said, I don't get much secondhand joy from seeing people trip or whatever on a little twig of mushroom at a tulip farm, like they were trying to do.
Yeah, they're really trying to, Shannon's climbing stuff. They're really trying to give us physical comedy, but there's not much going on. And then, this Alexis shit comes up. They're just really trying to shoehorn an issue. And, throwing Jen under the bus for trying to trip her up, saying, we thought you weren't friends with Alexis, but you are, and are you going to her wedding or not? And she was like, I don't know, probably not. I'm cool with her, but like, we're not that close. And Shannon's like, that bothers me, and I didn't tell you not to go to her wedding. And she's like, whatever. And then Gina's like, Jen said that she didn't even want you to throw her that bridal shower. She said it was ridiculous. And Jen's like, what the fuck? Like, I was just like commiserating with you. I wasn't saying like, it's like if you talk shit with someone, there's no need for you to tell the person directly when it's something so innocuous.
Yeah. And it was so awfully handled too by Gina, just to shout that out. Like, just so when you see someone try to stir the pot and they do it inorganically like that, like it really just makes them look lame. And Gina looked really lame. And then she admits that she goes, me and Travis had the worst year of our lives last year. I wish I would have gotten a party. It's like, oh, you wanted Shannon to throw you a party because you and Travis are doing good now in your relationship? Like, that was sort of a weird admission from Gina, I thought.
It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
And they're just harping on that Jen and Shannon, their friendship is blossoming, but they need to fix this underlying issue of Alexis. And it's like they're making it their business, and it's such a non-issue, and it's so dumb. And like, they don't actually care. They're just scraping at anything that could possibly be juicy at all, and it just like really sucks.
Yeah, sucks so bad. And then even Emily is like, she's like, okay, wait, I want to stir the pot now. Give me the ladle, Gina. And then when Emily starts to talk, Gina is still talking so much because apparently she can't shut the fuck up while she's on gummies. So Emily gets mad at Gina. She's like, this was my turn to start stirring up shit. And so she gets pissed off at Gina at the table because they're both trying to do the same thing.
Yeah. Then the next topic is that they all decide that Jen should use her Instagram to make money more, and that she posts Ryan too much. And then they start talking about how much Gretchen is working her ass off to do content for Instagram. And I'm like, I am interested in knowing on average how much a housewife makes on Instagram. Like, I think it's a fuck ton.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's on Bravo Celebrities feeds, it's like 1 in every 3 posts is a sponsored full campaign. You know what I mean? And we're so numb to it now. But basically every Bravo celebrity is just doing nonstop ads. Like, their schedules, our calendars are probably like, here's my Nutrafol 3 days. Now I'm moving on to Chewy Drizzles. And then now 6 days of this. Like, it's full probably just conflicts and spreadsheets of all the shit they can do. So I think you're right. I mean, if Gretchen was able to make a good living, Jen Pedranti goes, I wish to God I was Gretchen. And you would never think that Gretchen was rolling in cash from her endorsements, but apparently she is, enough to make Jen envious of her.
Right. Yeah, it's like get a manager, have them do those deals for you. I do like there's something comforting to me that Gretchen still lives in that same house that she got from her old dead fiance. So like, she hasn't she's not living so high on the hog. She's lived in that house for like 15 years, but you know, uh get that cash. And
Totally.
then they go on these little hot tub boats. And who brought these hats?
Emily.
Emily did. Okay.
Yeah, Emily. I was like, Emily. I was like, I think you're funny sometimes, but I don't know about your glee at these kind of ironic sexual hats. And then Heather, felt had the line of the episode. She goes, yeah, I understand why they don't think I'm funny if this is the low bar they have for humor, because she's wearing a hat that says "I love cock" on it.
I know. Hurtin' for squirtin', less naggin', more gaggin', wrong hole, but I like it, moister than an oyster, throat goat.
Yeah, and then Emily is laughing like her ass off every time she puts one of these hats on her head. I wouldn't laugh. I mean, if somebody said, Riley, will you wear this hurtin' for a squirtin' hat for a day? I'd be like, sure. It's not that funny. Are you sure you want me to? Like, you know what I mean? Would you?
Moister than an oyster has a ring to it. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I guess if I was gonna have to wear one, I'd probably wear, I guess, hurtin' for a squirtin'. You said you'd wear moister than an oyster?
I mean, I wouldn't want to be seen in any of these, frankly, but I do like the look of these hot tub boats, though, and I was
Oh,
shocked
yeah.
that Shannon didn't fall in. She was
Me
really riding the edge.
Me too, and she was thinking, how good would it be if I rolled off this thing and fell into the water?
It's not worth it.
No, she knew, but she was driving the shit out of this boat, and I forget. I kind of they one of them sucked at driving. I think Shannon, because she crashed into a boat,
And she had her legs sticking out the whole time because her blister on her toe, which she's making the whole plot of this episode, is that she has a blister.
Yeah, huge. There was some, I'm sure, concerns there by production about her crashing into a boat, and the cameraman was like jostled and stuff. And then we have to talk about Tamra and Gretchen, which I think is maybe, we've done it a lot, but I think Gretchen's reaction was sort of interesting to me. First of all, I think that Emily and Gina are being awful in how they're treating Gretchen. I've talked about this 100 times, but they both hate Tamra and don't trust her and have always hated her. And Tamra treated both of them like shit beyond belief. You've never been treated worse in your life than how Tamra has treated both of them. But now they're like, I don't know, something's wrong with Gretchen. Let's get all of the horrible evidence we can against Gretchen and give it to Tamra, who we secretly hate. Which I just find that, that's just awful behavior, no matter if you're on a reality television show or not. I feel like they are faking this suspicion towards Gretchen because they know it's good for them to appeal to Tamra, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, even though they have no faith in Tamra at all. So they're talking to Emily. Goes, Tamra, Gretchen, resolve this now, because she is taking the producer hat and trying to make a scene happen. And Gretchen says, I'm willing to let bygones be bygones and never bring something up again. And Tamra is like a dog with a bone, so to speak. And she's waiting for Gretchen to make one misstatement in her speech that she can latch onto to start a feud again. And Gretchen basically is in full mea culpa mode, being like, it is never going to happen again. I don't even know how we got to this second era of it, but I will not do it again. And then the rest of the episode is Gretchen sort of kind of spiraling and emotional from hopefully having a truce with Tamra finally, but maybe knowing that it's not going to last.
Right. I feel like you can see her shutting down in real time and regretting doing the show. And the show itself is broken. So on top of it, when Gretchen was just emotional and shut down, you're like, this is all just gone awry.
Yeah, and also, if you're the target for everyone, which I'm sure Gretchen feels like she is, and you know that you can't trust anyone, like when she went on that sleepover with Heather and Emily, she thought maybe for a second while she was drunk that there was a safe space with these cast members. She found out within 24 hours that information was immediately relayed to Tamra. So now there's just really no one on her side, at this point. And I feel like I believed that the reason for a lot of her being upset was because she was reliving all of the potential trauma that her and Tamra have had over these 15 years offline and online. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was just, I don't know. It's just not like fun.
No.
No,
and even Emily is saying, she's like, I want to get off this carousel or whatever. And it's like, it's bad when another cast member's like, I'm bored with this dynamic.
Yeah.
So what, there's a dinner, or did you like that market?
It didn't seem like they were very happy to be there. Like, some of them were like, I feel like we're at I don't know, like the farmer's market or something. Like, it seemed like.
Tamara said, it feels like a mall. Like,
right.
I don't think they liked it that much.
Right. They were really, I don't know. It just, the energy sucked. And also before the dinner, Tamara tries to throw one more spaghetti noodle at the wall, and she goes, iHeart sends me headlines, and Jen, there's one about you saying, Jen ordered to pay 6-figure judgment after allegedly failing to, whatever, her rent, which she's like, yeah, that's the same thing from before. We heard about like last season or even longer ago than that. It was from COVID. And she's like, yeah, I still owe it. And that's when they all are talking about how she should make more money on Instagram. And I'm like, man, like they're really just like, what about this? What about that?
Yeah.
What about this? And it never works.
It becomes deflated in 30 seconds. Of
it just
it
blows. And so then the final topic here, which I think will take over the finale, is they don't quite say it, but I think we know that Gina brings up that Gretchen likes problematic Instagram posts. I think what they're going to say is homophobic, anti-LGBTQ stuff, because she goes, Heather's going to have a problem with this. Yeah. They all decide to rally. Emily is like, that's fucked up. Tamra is the one that showed it to them in the first place. So she's going to get taken down in the next episode for this. She's crying in the clip.
It was
going
Tamra
like,
too. It was Tamra who let this out 2 weeks ago. And I believe that Gina was sitting on it, not 100% sure whether to bring this up. But then now Gina has realized that she is going to be, not the recipient, but the bringer of this information to the group. She's setting it up for the finale.
Heather's super fired up in the clips from next week. Yeah. Gretchen is crying, saying like, this isn't who I am or whatever. And it's kind of interesting. I think it's going to be a little brutal to watch because Gretchen, I don't know how she's going to handle this, but it's almost crossing, it's almost like not a fourth wall break, but I feel like with Bravo, especially OC or certain cities, there's like a fifth wall, a fourth wall that is like, we don't go there because we all know that we don't want to know certain things. It will ruin our reality or our enjoyment. Yeah. So the fact that they're like breaking that glass, you're a little like, we're going to go down this road on everybody because it's not going to be fun.
Yeah. I think you're exactly right. Yeah, in case of emergency, break glass.
Right.
It happened on the Valley, and it was not fun on season 1. It's really not. It is typically not good fodder. I think for these shows, but we'll see. I can't imagine that the finale, is good of this season, but we'll see. We'll see what it actually was that Gretchen was potentially supporting or liking.
I'm sure it ain't good, but remember on RHONY, what season was the election? Season 8, 9? When was that? 2016, whatever that was. That Andy directly asked them who they voted for, and I was like, this is unprecedented.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. It was totally charged up.
And like the obvious Trump voters were like, I'm not telling.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, it's kind of an interesting thing to set up for the finale because it seems like that would be a bigger deal. Like it'd be something that you'd want to deal
Have
with for
time.
an entire season, and now it's going to be like, oh my God, Gretchen's going to have to account for this and deal with it. I mean, and you already said Gretchen was miserable in this episode, crying for a day straight. Wait till she fucking has that live and in her face in the season finale.
From what I could tell, like the amount of emotion that Heather gives in that clip from next week is something that I've rarely seen from her. So that if I were Gretchen, I'd be like, yikes.
No, for sure. Oh, absolutely. Oh, I'm worried as hell. I'm worried as
but at
hell.
least it's exciting. Like even if it's you know, it almost feels like it's not a sustainable Hail Mary, but I'm like, hey, at least I have any inkling of interest of how it's going to go.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And we're wondering what this is going to be, which is better than we can say for a lot of the episodes we had. You know, I think that Heather should go to Beverly Hills.
You do?
Yeah, I think she should. I think OC has proven that, you know, I don't think they respect Heather very much.
Her.
They don't deserve her. Heather doesn't respect them now. They don't respect Heather at all. I think that it makes so much more sense for her to go on Beverly Hills. I don't know. Heather doesn't wade into conflict and she doesn't cause drama, but she's just an engaging presence. She's like 70% Lisa Vanderpump, where Lisa has the 30% where she would wade in the muck and go fucking nuts and call Radar online anytime.
Yeah.
Lisa had that, but Heather has everything else, the engaging personality. And I'm kind of tired of Heather wasting her efforts in OC. And OC needs such dramatic overhaul that losing Heather is not going to do anything. There's way more work to be done. Get Heather out of there so you can kind of redo the whole chessboard on that show. You know what I mean? Don't even think about Heather anymore.
Did you see what Vicky said about that?
That Heather wants that she would be more aligned politically on Beverly Hills than she is on the OC, where everyone possibly secretly is more conservative. I think that's what Vicky said.
Which was another, what we were just talking about is like that's sort of unspoken. But that's why it's always interesting with Tamra, because she sort of straddles both sides, where, you know, Eddie's wearing his like Punisher shirt. They have a house in Big Bear. He's saying he wants to leave the state. Like obviously, like her son is like MAGA as hell. So she obviously aligns historically with that point of view. But then now that she's a Bravo person and like has a podcast and is sort of like in this world, she cannot be you know, remember there was some sticker she had on their truck that everyone was trying to say was problematic, and then
Calvin peeing on another car,
and she was like, "That's not what that meant. Like, that's not like." She defended herself against it. So I think she always has a certain level of stress about that, which is why it's interesting that she's willing to throw Gretchen under the bus. Because I'm like, just because you're not faving Instagram posts doesn't mean that I think you're in the clear on that sort of thing.
It's like what you said. It's like, are you sure you want to pull that thread?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, hopefully, regardless of the quality, at least next episode potentially has stuff that we can wrap our heads around and really talk about and discuss, because this episode had nothing to actually talk about at all. So, you know, I feel bad because I didn't enjoy Wife Swap, and then I didn't like OC at all. Hopefully the news was fun, or at least it's constructive to talk about, you know, this shit.
Yeah.
You know, but like we've already said, you know, Salt Lake City is great. We know Next Gen NYC is currently being filmed. Like, there is some hope here for the future of Bravo. I think that we just hit kind of one of the biggest lulls of all time, you know,
I know.
currently.
Disheartening, but still I rise.
Yes, I agree completely with what Stacey said on Potomac. Okay, I think that we, regardless of how I felt, I think we accomplished the Turtle Time mission. I don't know if there will be any smiles or chortles this week, but maybe a hot take in there. So hopefully we fulfill the Turtle Time mission. But I want to say this: if you enjoyed Turtle Time and you like this episode, maybe you've never listened before, and you go, "Whoa, this is so different than other shit. What the hell was that Turtle Time experience?" and you need more. Well, Amy and I have a Patreon called it's called the Turtle Time Patreon, but you become a Villa Rosa VIP when you become a part of our Patreon. We have different tiers, and each one of them is some of the most fun shit you could ever imagine. Our basic tier for $6 gives you access to our Vanderpump Rules recap series, which is now about to enter its 8th season. We're one episode away from the 8th season of Vanderpump Rules. If you can imagine, Amy and I have over 120 episodes in the archive. If you become a $10 member, you get access to the Villa Rosa Film Society, and we have a monthly movie episode dedicated just for that tier, in addition to the Vanderpump Rules recap series. And then the last one I have to promote. Oh my God, you're going to be shocked when you see this. It's the Lisa's Boudoir tier for $25 a month, and that gets you everything that the other tiers get, except Amy and I thank you for the rest of our lives. And you're just basically supporting Amy and I because you love us so much and you have cash that's burning a hole in your pocket. But we also announce your name one time on the main feed. And Amy, do you know what I'm going to say?
Ring that bell.
Ding, 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 ding. We have a new Lisa's Boudoir, Natasha Lepthian.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much for joining. A new Lisa's Boudoir member is like, oh my God, I don't even know what to say about it. It's like the nicest thing in the world. And I love all of our Villa Rosa VIPs so much. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. But we just specifically want to thank that new Lisa's Boudoir member for joining us. It's just what a wonderful thing to do for Amy and I. It really helps.
We need you now more than ever.
We seriously do. Please, please, please become a Lisa's Boudoir member if you can afford it. But we love all of our Villa Rosa VIPs. And I really hope and think that the community of our Patreon and also the Vanderpump Rules recap series, I hope it justifies giving us that money. I really think it does. I hope that Amy and I provide enough content that you're just rolling around like a pig in shit in there.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. Also, if you like us at all, we're always asking to rate and review. We're still doing the 666 challenge. We're at 534, so we have ways to go before Halloween. So leave us a spooky or any kind of review on Apple or wherever. And thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And Amy, also, we made a bunch of beautiful merch on the Turtle Time Etsy store. Some of these designs, I swear, they'll blow the hair back off your head. There's a beautiful shirt dedicated to BravoCon. If you're going to BravoCon or you want to get just that BravoCon spirit, even if you're not going, we have new fan shirts. Just so much wonderful stuff over there. So why not go over to the Turtle Time merch store and take a little peek and see if you want anything. The holidays are coming up.
It's true. Think ahead.
All right. Great. Well, Amy, how do you feel? Okay?
Yeah,
This
we
episode?
did it.
We did it. An hour and 6 minutes. People will be kind of, people will be upset, but come on. You saw what we had to watch. Like, what the hell? Hey, we'll see you soon. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll be back next week. We love you all.
Bye.